I'd like to call this meeting to order. I see we have a quorum tonight and would entertain approval of this agenda.
Madam President, I move that we approve the agenda.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor with a show of hands. Okay. We are going to receive a lot of information tonight. We're going to start with the comprehensive school counseling plan. Ms. Kimberly Forster.
Oh, I was waiting. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started and just read off my slides. I just came to update you on our MPS Comprehensive School Plan. The state plan was last updated in 2003, 2004. MPS Comprehensive Guidance Plan was last updated in 2003, 2004, so that was 17 years ago. And I think we all can think back to our age to get an idea of 17 years ago was a very long time. So with that being said, in the near future, it is my understanding the state is going to update their plan. And when they update theirs in the future, we will also update ours again. So this isn't a one and done. It will be updated again shortly. It was important to go ahead and update because outdated templates and documents were in the previous plan, well, in the current plan. Those forms have been moved online and they're often updated every 2 to 3 years, so it's easier just to use the online templates instead of trying to print them off and keep them in a booklet form. It was also important to update now because it ensures stakeholders are familiar with the counseling plan. It allows all counselors, and even though counselors are stakeholders, it allows them to become reacquainted with the MPS Comprehensive Counseling Plan. When the state counseling plan is adjusted, counselors will not be overwhelmed and will be able to understand all the components. It's a lot easier to understand every part of a comprehensive plan when you're doing it gradually instead of just everything thrown at one time. As far as the foundation of the new plan, it is pretty much the same. It still has the mission intact, the philosophy, rationale, the stakeholders' benefits, the counselor's role and function, program delivery components, program overview, but in the previous plan it was called the guidance plan components, but it's the same thing. The counselor's role in tech ed, parenting ed, and discipline is still intact. Curriculum scope and sequence is still intact. So what is different? It's more concise. The State Department plan, the audit from the State Department is put in there instead of the one we had previously. It needed to be updated. It's just easier to use the state audit. And most of the appendix has been purged. The appendix consisted of a number of outdated forms, so we got rid of those. As far as the arrangement, it's pretty much the same intact. We have the overview of MPS. It just provides a picture of the demographics and information about the schools. The basic fundamentals, the definition, the mission, philosophy, the rationale, all of that is still in the start of the plan. Stakeholder benefits, counselor's role and function. The delivery components are still intact. It still consists of the curriculum, individual student planning, responsive services, and system support. Continuing with the arrangement, the structural components are still intact, and that talks about the facilities, the advisory council on the district level, school-based advisory, counseling resources, the roles and use of time. And the end of the plan has the accountability portion, which consists of the administrative conference, calendars, contact logs, at-risk logs, time assessment, school-level comprehensive plan, annual needs assessment, and the program audit. Continuing with the minimum requirements for the school counseling programs in Alabama, and then the appendix contains the counselor's role in tech prep ed, counselor's role in discipline, scope and sequence, and the program audit. So it's pretty much intact, it's just some slight differences. Any questions?
Yes. On page 29 where it says counselor's role in tech prep, I mean, is that where you guys help our students go to college more than just technology? Like your dual enrollments, y'all will be helping with dual enrollment?
Of course, of
Okay.
course. Mm-hmm.
All right, because I know there was some, last year I know we kind of just started this dual enrollment, didn't we? Didn't we just start the dual enrollment? Pump it up, okay. We had some time issues, and I know I had to call for, for some extensions and stuff like that, and I just want to make sure that y'all have time to be working with that.
We do, and we have timelines set in place.
Okay, great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Braillist posting and salary schedule, Mrs. Jackson and Gillis.
Good afternoon. So before you should have a copy of the proposed job posting as well as the proposed salary schedule for a Braillist for Montgomery Public Schools. Part of the job responsibilities of a Braillist is to teach, translate, or transcribe Braille for blind or visually impaired students. The rationale for the 10-month posting is Braille transcribers determine how to most accurately present information from a print textbook into a Braille version and then transcribes it into Braille so that a student who is blind or has low vision gets the same benefits from the information as his or her sighted peers. Whether transcribing novels, textbooks, or other documents, Braille transcribers are responsible for conveying the information accurately. Therefore, they must ensure that they capture the nuances, subtleties, or similar elements of written word. In addition to deductive reasoning, transcribers must have specialized computer skills to effectively transcribe a textbook into Braille. They must be fluent in the English literary Braille code, be knowledgeable in the use of Braille translation software, be able to import publishers' electronic files, and be knowledgeable in formatting printables from Braille Authority of North America. Braille transcribers have a tremendous impact on the education of blind and low vision students. Transcribers allow blind and low vision students to be on equal footing in the classroom. They provide them with the same information that their sighted peers receive, but in a format they need. Braille transcribers play an important role in helping students achieve their goals, both now and in their education and in future endeavors. While some students with visual impairments or blindness have traditionally attended the Alabama Institute for the Deaf and Blind, some parents now have opted to enroll their students in the public school system. Montgomery Public Schools currently has 8 students requiring Braille instructions. Some of those students also require extended school year services during the summer. Are there any questions?
You also have a copy of the proposed salary schedule. The way we came up with that is we looked across the state to see what an average salary would be for a Braillist. We found out it's about $47,000, and at the high end, $67,000. So we looked at other school systems, and what we found out is most people can't find a Braillist, even if they need one. There are only a few in the state. Am I correct with saying about 2? Only 2 in the state. So what we did is we looked at the average salary, looked at other salary schedules with people who had similar jobs as this one. We let Mr. Watts vet it, our payroll supervisor vet it, and that's what you have before you. We thought it was competitive enough so that we could get someone, but not something that's going to break the budget. I will let you know that the funding source for this position will be IDEA. It will not come from the general fund. Questions?
Thank you very much. We have Vokert.